is on a mad rampage. Ember Hammer! The alchemist is headed south to the desert city of Zarafesh. The mighty engineer and his squire are planning to intercept, and will do whatever it takes to unravel his dastardly plans. Ember Hammer!
Hey, are you gonna narrate this the entire time? Because we...
Yup!
All right, Corey, you and I jumped in over on the Switch playing Torchlight 2. Now, this title just came over to the Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, originally a PC title from 2012, man.
I know, it's a little bit of a throwback, right?
A little bit. How'd you feel jumping in?
Okay, so I got some big emotions about this game. Some good, mostly good, a couple of bad ones. This game is your classic kind of RPG dungeon crawler, top-down kind of dungeon crawler style game.
Yeah.
It really reminded me of the Diablo style of play with World of Warcraft kind of art style.
Okay.
It was a little more cartoony. It wasn't as, Diablo's a little more, I guess, realistic, as realistic as one of these games could be.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
And it really brought me back. I played World of Warcraft for years and years and years, and, that game takes up a lot of time.
Oh, man.
And Torchlight 2 takes up a lot of time as well, because
It's a
this
time
game is
sink.
definitely a grind, but man, I enjoyed it so much. It felt so kind of almost just natural to me. Playing this, even playing it on the Switch handheld. I played on the TV as well a couple times.
Yeah.
But I was just all over the house playing this game. Like I couldn't put it down, Drew. I had so much fun.
It is that addiction all of a sudden that kicks in, because every time you slay a monster, there's more loot just dropping.
Oh,
and then there's gold.
There's so much loot.
And then there's more loot, and then there's more gold, and then more loot, and then you get into a dungeon, and then you beat a couple bosses there, and then boom, there's gold everywhere. I'm like, this is just an infinite loot drop of everything.
And you have to manage all that stuff you pick up, because you can only carry so much. You can carry a lot.
You can.
Because
You
it
can.
took me a while before
That's
I started
thankful.
just picking up items and dropping them automatically, and I was like, all right, I've reached the max. Then I go through and you start clearing out all that old armor and old weapons you don't use anymore, because you're constantly changing.
Oh,
you're
selling
constantly
all my
changing.
stuff.
Yeah, selling your stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you're just. I felt like you're always improving your character. Every time you go up a level, you get a skill point. You're getting skill points for other things, and it's just there's. It's like unlimited. Feels like unlimited upgrading in this game.
That's the best part about a game like this, is the fact that you're always accomplishing something.
Yeah.
You're not going in there and grinding and grinding and grinding and coming up empty.
Yeah.
Kind of like Anthem.
Yeah,
Right?
you know
You
what?
gotta
It's
talk
and
about
it's fair to say. It's
and
fair
this
to
is
say.
a brand new game. This Torchlight 2 is from 2012.
Yeah.
And they got the systems down. Right from then, now we get into newer generations, and some of these companies still can't figure out how to do a loot drop.
I know, I don't get it. It's like this game it's perfect for the Switch platform. I mean, obviously,
I loved it playing
it
handheld.
was great. It's been great on PC. I
Sure.
think it would be great on console. Like I said, I played it on the big screen too, with the Pro controller, and it feels very natural. The only reason I put it on the big screen is just I want to see a little more detail.
Yeah.
I mean, you can zoom right in this game too.
can.
It's not as practical as you want it to be.
No.
But it's cool to see your character's detail, because, like I said, you're always picking up different armor, different weapons, so you're always changing.
Yeah.
I like the ability to have gem slots in your weapons and armor, so you pick up certain gems that kind of amplify what your stats are for those particular items. And I mean, like I said, it just reminds me so much like World of Warcraft in that sense, and then Diablo with all the dungeons and all the different types of enemies, because there are so many different types of enemies in this game.
That is great to have this variety, that you're not constantly going in, because again, you get these same routine enemies that you're fighting in some of these later games. Like, let's talk about the Division 2. You're talking about, let's go back to Anthem again, because it's always the same thing you're fighting over and over and over again.
Same things over and over.
Torchlight 2, it's always felt like there's something new coming at me.
Yeah.
So it was a nice experience that we going in there, worrying about what to upgrade, because there are so many things to upgrade. All my stats that I got to be concerned about, and then manage. It's just manage, and it can be a little cumbersome.
It can,
which is a bit of a problem. But this is that style of game where you gotta know that when you get all this loot going at you,
you got to start figuring out what you need, what you don't need,
what works, what doesn't
and how you want to build your player, right? Because
That's the
I
other
went
highlight.
from kind of having one two-handed weapon for a long time, then I went with a one-handed weapon and a pistol, one-handed weapon and a shield. You know, you're switching between a lot of different things depending on, you know, I might pick up a really good shield and a really good one-handed sword that I'm like, well, I got to get rid of this hammer now and get rid of that. So they're always changing, and there is a lot of things to consider when you're doing that because you get a pet as well.
The pet's cool, man.
The pet is great because you can transform your pet into something else for a period of time to help you in battle. You can, you know, they get certain special tags like your armor, right? So they have abilities that they have. It just like there's everything in this game. It feels, because like I said, maybe just because it's on the Switch, it feels like a small game, but it's huge.
Well, it's because if we're talking about making it bigger, well, it is on the PlayStation 4. It is on the Xbox One, so it's there as well. But to me, we reached out for a Switch code because I thought this would be the perfect platform
and
for it. Because we're constantly on the go, so we can take it with us wherever we go, whether it's throughout the house while someone else is on the big screen. Or to me, that's just the comfort level. To me, this is where the game shines, is the ability to take it wherever I am with it.
And it's just, that's what makes it so much fun because there is a lot of variety in this one. So you're in one area, it could be a desert style area, and you're seeing a lot of the same enemies, but you're going into different dungeons all over that area, and you're seeing different enemies in all those dungeons, getting different loot, completing different quests. So it's just, again, it is a grind style game, but anybody that's into these, you know, RPG dungeon crawlers, it's like, I don't know how you're not going to love this game because it's so well polished, so well finished. Like, there's not a whole lot about this game that I dislike, let's just put it that way. There are, like you said, there are things when it comes to the management that, you know, sometimes it feels like it's just maybe a little overwhelming, especially if you're new to this genre. But I think this game is, you know, it helps you along the way enough that if you are new to something like this, it'll allow you to kind of jump in and get used to this and possibly play, you know, RPGs like this that are a little more intense later on, you know what I mean? I think it's a really good kind of start off, but it's just as good for people that are experienced in the genre.
Well, this isn't exactly my genre either. I'm not a Diablo guy, I'm not a WoW guy, I'm not anything like that typically, right? So jump into Torchlight. 2, this is my first kind of hands-on with an RPG like this style, where it's constantly feeding loot and just new drops and constantly attending to my character to customize. And I'm always, man, the minute I got a chest piece, I'm on to the next chest piece, and then I'm upgrading my bow and arrow. And I love the fact that my customized wheel is right on the left-hand side, and it's just a matter of click, 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 boom. All these abilities are
just
you're
always changing them too.
Oh, you're always moving and swapping.
There's so many different things you can add to your, you know, I guess your ability wheel, we'll call it, right? And it's just, that's what this game, there's so much variety. I never felt like it was getting old. That's why I played it so much. I kept getting to a new area and unlocking something new and completing different quests, and it kept me going the entire time. There wasn't a slow point for me for this. I mean, and you do die, and it can be a pain in the butt, but at the same time, it gives you kind of options, right? You can spend more of your coins to respawn right where you died, or you can spend a little less coins to respawn at the beginning of that area, or you can go back to, you know, a main town, something like that for free. Those are things that I like, and I mean, it's just, I'm not gonna gush about this one anymore, Drew. I think we should just probably score it. If you got to give this one a score, what are you gonna give it?
Torchlight 2 for me hits all the sweet spots for a new guy coming into this kind of genre. So for me, I'm there with the 7.5.
You know what? I'm gonna be a little bit higher than you, but I think, you know, your review, the way, you know, you bring it in, like you said, you're not a beginner, but newer to this genre, and I think a 7.5 is a strong score for a game that's trying to teach you how to play in that genre. And for somebody that's played in it a lot, I loved it. It was fun. I gotta give it a 9.
Cool.
Torchlight 2 is a great RPG dungeon crawler. With endless weapons and armor combinations, you'll find yourself customizing your character to your own playstyle. The environments and enemy varieties give this title a lot of replayability. The boss battles were tough and rewarding as well. The inventory system could feel cumbersome at times organizing all of your loot, but once that's figured out, you're going to have a great time playing this one. Definitely recommended for beginner and advanced players alike.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.